Hey 7th graders, it's Mrs. Nusser. I just wanted to talk to you about volume. As you can see, my dog Teddy is here and he's going to help us out. Okay, so hopefully you watched that first little video about the rectangular prism and how it's just like taking the base. You have to find the area of the base rectangle and then multiply it by the height to find how many different times you could fill up that rectangle. Okay, so that applies to any shape. This is where all of those Pringles cans would have come in super handy in my classroom. So I actually looked up the dimensions for Pringles cans because heaven forbid I don't have any Pringles at home right now. The cans are all in my classroom. So here are the dimensions of a Pringles can. Now let's just find the area. If it was just like a 1 centimeter disc down at the very bottom of the Pringles can. So here we go. That's what that would look like. So if we had these stacked 30 times to fill it all the way up to the top of the Pringles can, that's what that would look like. Teddy moved down below my little bench here. Okay, so the very first thing that we have to do with area is find the area of the base shape. The base shape of a cylinder is a circle. So I found out online that the diameter of a Pringles can is 8 centimeters, but we can't use diameter. We have to use radius to find the area of a circle. So we have area equals pi times our radius, which half of 8 is 4, pi times 4 squared. So that's going to be pi times 4, which is 16. And I'm just going to leave it as pi times 16 for right now. Then we need to take it times the height, and the height is 30. So again, this little disc down here is like if it was 1 centimeter tall, and we took those 1 centimeters and stacked them 30 times, that's how we would fill up that Pringles can. Okay, so we're going to take our area, and then take 16 pi times 30. And I have a handy dandy little calculator here, so 16 times 30 equals 480. And 480, sorry, they're mowing today. 480 times pi, so 480 times 3.14 equals 1,507 and 2/10. Now volume, since we multiplied 3 different dimensions, we multiplied radius, and we multiplied height when we found the entire volume of the cylinder's can. Yes, that's how you find volume of a cylinder. Yeah, isn't that awesome? Okay, so since we multiplied 3 different dimensions, we have to label it with centimeters to the 3rd power. So here, you can pause it and copy down my work. Okay. All right. Next one we're going to do is a lot easier because we're going to do a rectangular prism. So, like common rectangular prisms, you see rectangular prisms all the time. I bet if you looked around your room right now, you could find a bunch of rectangular prisms. Now, they may not actually fill stuff, but it may just be a height and a depth and a width, like a book, like a rectangular book. I mean, it's like how much paper is in that object. You know, it's just how much can you fill in that object. So, I have right here, we need to find the area of the base shape times the height. That's how we find volume. Now, with rectangular prisms, that's a lot easier. In 6th grade, you probably talked about length times width times height. Well, why is it length times width times height? How do you find area of a rectangle? Length times width. Volume, area of the base shape times height. Length times width times height. So, I'm going to do in this problem, area of the base shape. I'm going to consider this my base shape. Now, rectangular prisms, you can consider many of those rectangles your base shape, but I'm going to consider this 9 And then, oh no, I don't know what that is. Oh wait, it's over here, and that's the same height. So 9 times 4, area equals 9 times 4, which is length times width, or whatever, and that's going to be 36. Now, area of the base shape, 36, times our, well, this isn't exactly height. This is more like depth in this one, times 10, which is going to be 360 inches to the third power, because we multiplied 3 different dimensions, length, width, and height. Now, if you considered, I have a different color, if you considered this to be your base shape, 10 times 4 times 9, 40 times 9, that still gets you 360. This is the only shape that that's going to work with, because all of the shapes on the outside of this are all rectangles. All the shapes on the outside of this are not circles. If you unwrapped this, if you unwrapped the wrapping paper off the Pringles can, it would actually be a rectangle. Okay, so go ahead and copy down my work, and that's kind of your notes there. Okay, last shape, triangular prism. Now, I didn't do a right triangle, actually did an acute triangle. An acute triangle is a triangle that has no angles that are 90 degrees, and every single angle, all 3 of the triangles, are less than 90 degrees. So this is less than 90, that's less than 90, that's less than 90. Okay? All right, so the area of our base shape, I'm going to consider this triangle to be our base shape. Now, this is where it gets confusing. So I know the area of a triangle is area equals either 1/2 times base times height, or area equals base times height divided by 2. Why can I do times half or divided by 2? Multiplying by a number is the same as dividing by its reciprocal. Or dividing by a number is the same as multiplying by its reciprocal. 2 and 1/2 are reciprocals. So I can either multiply by half or divide by 2. That's why. Okay, but our height is tricky in this one. Since it's an acute triangle, our height is not actually 3. Our height is this 2 meters over there. So I'm going to do area equals 5 times 2 divided by 2. Why didn't I use the 6? Well, 6 is the depth. Like if we flipped this so that it was the triangle on the base and filled up, the 6 would be our height. So you can flip shapes any way you want. And I wish we had some that you could touch and feel, and then you could flip them and see that, oh yeah, that's the height from the base shape. Think of the Pringles can. Pringles can is the best one I can give you. The circle is on the bottom and you fill it up. So we could turn this so that the triangle's on the bottom and we fill it up. So our base shape, I can simplify my 2's. And that's going to be 1 and 1. So our area is actually 5. So area of the base shape is 5 times our height of 6. And that's going to be 30 meters to the third power. Now, if I was just going to have area, remember, you only multiplied 2 things. It's only 2-dimensional, so that would be meters squared. And then once we multiply by that third thing, that's where it becomes 3-dimensional. Okay, so hopefully this helps you out a little bit. And Teddy, are you going to say goodbye? Oh, he's taking his nap. It's his nap time. So hopefully you guys are doing well. This is actually the last week of doing math work for 7th grade. Are you sad? I'm sad. I'm sure you're not. I'm sure you're ready to get to summer, but hey, message me anytime. Email me on my school email. Miss you guys. Love you guys. Happy summer.